Hello, everyone. It's me. It's been a while. It's been a few whiles. It's been a long time, few years, which is kind of shocking actually when I see like the last uploaded video that I made, and I'm like, wow, time flies. But in any case, I just wanted to make quickly this new update video before I make a new video, which I think would be about Eisen. But so. I'm making this video particularly, I think, for the people that were like, come back, come back. I mean, I'm not saying it's a lot of people, but I have received the notifications of the people that said that. To the few tens, well, tens, a few people that have said that, I think this video is more so directed towards you. So, in any case, I'm just gonna go quickly to the reasons for why I was away. So, I would say the first and the most, the primary reason would be basically university. I am still in university. I'm still not done. And I'm studying medicine in particular. So that's not, that's not exactly something that, I could have, that's not exactly a major, you could say, which I could have dedicated a lot of time for YouTube for. So that was the first and the primary reason, I think, because there are many things that were changing and many things that were happening at the time. So YouTube just sort of um, was just moved to the side. But the second reason I would say was also the nature of the content that I was making would also be something that plays a role. And in that regards, how do I even explain this? Because, okay, so the first issue was, let's say, the time it took me to edit. Two is just the simple nature of uploading or making content that's based on anime. You probably already know if you are making content that is based on anime, you are always running the risk of basically getting the video be taken down or blocked from being uploaded. So basically, what would happen is that, especially for example, in the last video that I made, which was like about Ukitake and Ginjo and Ichigo, blah 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 you I think I had to like re-render the video 3 or 4 times in order to like get it uploaded because each time I would you would because you would have to render the video from the editing software, and then you would have to upload it to YouTube, and then when you upload it to YouTube it's gonna have to run a check before it is finally uploaded and made public. Now, the problem with that was that sometimes if you used even a few clips, like a few seconds, it could be captured by the algorithm and be blocked. And the problem with that is it's not even something like, where you would say, oh, the first time I uploaded, it told me that clip X, Y, and Z is why we blocked it. So I'm just going to remove X, Y, and Z or replace them. No, sometimes the algorithm is not that precise. So if you run a second check, it might end up essentially catching even more clips than it did on the first time. So it's a very like throw the dice kind of situation. So I did not like that at all. I'm gonna spend days editing a video and then I'm going to upload it and then it's going to be blocked because of a clip. So that was the first issue. So I was already before I even like put YouTube on the side, I was even thinking maybe I should just maybe I should just not use any clip in any sort of clip. That was one thing I was considering. And and I think this will probably be my approach going forward. I don't know how other channels are doing it. I don't know how they managed to do it. I don't know how they managed to do it, or if they do it in the trial and error way that I did it. I have no idea. But this was what was my experience. And then moving on, let's move to the second point. Okay, right. Obviously, and a friend of mine also actually used to say this. He used to say, don't make your videos too long. Like, you should make the shorter videos once, like, your channel sort of blows up, or if you have a very dedicated fan base, then you could make these long form videos, which I think his advice was correct. But I always viewed YouTube as more of a passion project. So it was always like I would just do what I like. There are no rules. I would just do what I like. Uh, it don't matter the subscribers or whatever. I'm just gonna do what I feel like, and because otherwise maybe I'll end up hating it if I create certain rules or regulations as to what I'm gonna do. So that was like the second aspect of it. But I do agree actually that if I do make shorter videos, that's going to be easier for me, and I'll probably like the process even more that way. And okay, and then the editing time. The editing time was ridiculous. The editing time is ridiculous, especially if it's a long video. The editing time is ridiculous not only because, let's say, the vision that I had of what the video would look like, but also because, let's say, I'm not an expert editor. I've never had any experience before, let's say, YouTube. It's just figuring it out while doing it, basically. So that was the other aspect of it that was making it a bit of a torturous thing to do. So the editing, the blocking of the content, and then the other thing is if you put any anime clip, even if it ultimately gets uploaded, maybe it won't be monetized, or even if it gets monetized and it gets uploaded, the fact that you have used a copyrighted clip runs the risk of somewhere down the line it's going to get removed. Like my previous video, it ultimately got removed, but it stayed there, I don't know for how many months, and then got removed. That's another thing to consider. That somewhere down the line it's going to get removed. So I was saying, I'm making these videos that it's taking too long to edit. Um, I have no guarantee that it's going to get uploaded. I have no guarantee that it's going to get monetized. And then at the end of the day, it might even be taken down. So I was like, what the fuck? Um, so these were, let's say, discouraging factors. And yeah, so I would say that was it. But okay, so a funny thing about all of this, a funny thing about all of this is that actually, for those of you that don't know, I don't know, the people that were watching from the start probably know, but I sort of started uploading, you could say I was never maybe a consistent content creator, if you will. But let's say the period in which I was uploading the most was like the same period where Mr. Tomo and what's his name, DBZ Imran were also posting. So it's funny because sometimes I actually look at those channels and I'm like, these are my peers, you could say, in some sense, in terms of when when I started posting. So I do look at them sometimes and I'm like, I could have been like with them in a sense, like if I continued. This was just a funny parentheses that I sort of find. What else? So I think that's it, and just the next video is going to be about Eisen, and yeah, that's it. And also about the whether it's just going to be about Bleach. I mean, when I made the channel, it never was meant to be just about Bleach in some sense. I always wanted to talk about many different things, many different animes, many different medias, if you will, but it's just I started with the Bleach one, and that is sort of, I just did not get to making the other ones. That's literally all there is to it. But yeah, I think that's it, and I'll see you guys later. Thank you very much. Bye.